Today we're going to show you how to change the recessed door spring on the dispenser on your refrigerator. It's a really easy job. All you need is a putty knife, a Phillips screwdriver, and maybe a pair of needle nose pliers. Let me show you how we do it. Now, because we'll be working near some electrical circuits on this repair, the first thing we'll need to do is disconnect the power to the refrigerator. Simply pull the plug. Now, our first step will be to remove the escutcheon around the dispenser. So we'll start with a putty knife. And being very careful that we don't mar the paint, we'll just lift up a little bit on one edge, enough to slide that blade in underneath the end, and depress the locking tab. And there are 4 tabs on each side. They're equally spaced down both sides. So we'll come up until we find the next one, and gently depress that. And that will give us a little bit of leverage to release the ones on the opposite side. You can set the escutcheon aside. Next, we're going to remove the control assembly. Now, it's held in place with a couple of locking tabs on the bottom. So if we lift up gently on it and pull forward on the bottom, we can disengage those 2 locking tabs. We can drop it down, and that'll give us access to the harness connectors on the back that we need to disconnect. So lift the locking tabs on those, pull the harnesses loose. We can set the control board aside. Next, with our Phillips screwdriver, we'll remove 3 Phillips head screws that hold that assembly in place. And just pull that forward. Remove the 2 harnesses that are attached to the refrigerator. We can set that aside and gain access for our repair. Now that we have the dispenser assembly out of the way, before we proceed any further, it's probably a good time to clean up this area, as there's bound to be a little bit of hard water filming and possibly some mold or mildew in this area. So we'll clean that up, just a little spray cleaner. Now we can proceed with the repair. Now, to change the spring, we need to remove this lever from its bracket. It's held in place with 2 Phillips head screws, a couple little metal retainer straps, and then the spring is located on the left end of that. So we'll remove the screw on the right completely, we'll loosen the one on the left, and then disengage it. The little metal bracket has a slotted hole in it that fits over a plastic tab on there, so when we reinstall that, we need to make sure that that sits over it firmly. Now we'll rotate the flapper to the open position. We'll unhook the right-hand side from the solenoid, and then we'll gently pull it to the right and remove it. At this point, we can slide this spring off the end of the lever. We'll install our new spring, and there is a hooked end that will fit into a slot on that lever, and then a straight end that lays up against the ceiling of the opening. Now we'll slide that back into place and engage that pin on the left side. And we need to make sure that we hook the plunger on that solenoid. It should pull it into an up position. You just hold it in place. Take the Phillips screw and the retaining strap, line those up, and make sure that tab fits through the slot on that retaining strap. Tighten both screws. Check the operation. And we're ready to reinstall the rest of the assembly. Now we're ready to reinstall the dispenser assembly. So we'll lift the 2 harnesses out of the way, slide the assembly into place. We'll replace the Phillips screws that secure it Next we'll reconnect the wire harnesses to the control board. Slide them in underneath the locking tabs. Make sure they lock firmly in place. Then we'll engage this top tab on the controls along this rail here. Tuck it up into place and pressing on the bottom until both the locking tabs engage. And we're ready to put the escutcheon back on. So we'll line up the 4 locking tabs on either side. Snap them into place. Next, we'll reconnect the power, and our repair is complete.